for Hurricane Dorian. All right, we got the 11 o'clock update here. Winds are still about 110 miles per hour. Gusting, though, they're higher gusts, they're reporting from the recon plane, 130 miles per hour. Pressure's been fluctuating, and the storm, well, if you want to get picky, it's slowed down 2 miles an hour, down to 10, and that's going to be the trend, a slower moving storm. This is the path that came up from St. Thomas, and then you can see it kind of making that move to the northwest. It wiggles as it moves, but it's a general pattern to the northwest, and the eye is showing up now in the infrared satellite picture, and you can see the computer-enhanced satellite picture showing all the convection around that storm as it continues to move to the northwest. So we've got Abaco, Grand Bahama, Nassau is right here, Miami, and you're going to see this area as we show you the brand new path from Hurricane Dorian move that way. So right now it's a Category 2 storm. By tomorrow morning, 125 mile per hour winds sustained, so they're anticipating to be a Category 3 storm. And then as we head, I remember I mentioned Abaco and I mentioned Grand Bahama. Look at that, right over that Monday morning, Labor Day morning, as a major Category 4, 140 mile per hour storm. That's the same intensity they had in the earlier report. The path is about the same. And then I've got Palm Beach, West Palm Beach area here, and you can see the storm could come ashore as a Category 4, and then they've got it inland at 8 a.m. on Tuesday at 125 mile per hour winds. But the thing to note is each one of these segments is 24 hours. So notice the length. I mean, look at my arm right here, and look how my arm would go here if it were moving at the same speed. So it's slowing down, and it's slowing down even more. So that's a problem because they're going to have strong swells, erosion, rain, a foot of rain, just a big mess along the coast. And you know, you see the uncertainty area still from Key West up to Georgia. Now it's starting to expand because the storm is going to eventually turn to the north. So you're seeing more of that circular window up there to the north. But they've got it Wednesday morning, 75 mile per hour winds south of Jacksonville. So you're talking a good day, day and a half, just kind of plaguing the Florida Peninsula. So those folks down there are going to be ready for that. By the way, there is a hurricane watch now, a hurricane watch for parts of the Bahama Islands. That is the advisory that was issued at 11 o'clock. Still no watch or warnings for Florida because it's still a couple days away, but I'm sure they'll be putting those up. Look at the visible picture. You can see the eye showing up. Isn't that cool? The eye showing up right there. It's kind of a compact storm. I've seen bigger storms, but you know, it's big enough. It can swallow these islands, and it's a little wider. You know, when I say it's not that big of a storm, but think about it. Here's that. And then the Florida Peninsula. It is wider than the Florida Peninsula, so it can swallow Florida too as it moves toward the west-northwest. Now, one of the reasons we think it's going to intensify, 86-degree water where it is now, 84 is still warm. Look what I was able to find off the coast of Florida, though. 88 degrees. That is bath water. That is just active to get a hurricane to really get going. The wind shear over 5,000 feet, where you see the colors, that's where some shear is. So the storm is sitting around here, relatively unsheared air as it moves in. This little tiny area it could run into, but then it's got more unsheared. Now this part of Florida had a little more shear yesterday, so it's weakening a little bit. So we'll see, but it will have a really good chance to strengthen before it runs into any of that over Florida if that holds. And the path, once again, you see the storm right here. It's moving to the northwest. And it's all going to follow the upper level winds. So you've got this high pressure system, and it's called the Bermuda High for a reason because it hangs out by Bermuda. And that is going to act as a mountain of air and force this storm, and that's why it's all being forecasted to go to the west-northwest. So here's the computer models, European long range. Here's the storm. Here's what they've got, it coming ashore and kind of hang. There's, you see that over, that's Tuesday at 11 o'clock. So they have it coming ashore Monday, and then eventually they're going to curve it up, and we're going to see some rain, but probably not till Friday, if you believe the European model, as that system will bring us the remnants of rain. This is the American model, coming in almost the same, but maybe making a wider turn. And this model has it actually going offshore, which, you know what, you would think, oh no, that might not be a bad thing, because if it goes offshore far enough, we don't want it to hug the coast, it'll keep most of the rain out to sea. And matter of fact, if it did that, it'd probably stay dry here in central North Carolina. Our beaches would have to suffer a little, but it'd be better news for us for worrying about any kind of heavy rain from Dorian at the end of the week. Can you see, once again, that's Friday at 6 p.m. So we're uncertain about what it's going to do once it comes ashore, but it really looks likely, and especially when you look at these computer models, that it is going to come ashore somewhere in Florida. The majority of them are all doing that. A couple exceptions that still now kind of skim it along the coast. That's different. We didn't have that earlier this morning, so a little uncertainty there. But the majority of them gives me high confidence. This is where it's going to come ashore. But of course, all the storms will curve, and you can see that a lot of them are now trying to keep it offshore. But we need it to move further offshore, so the coast will be spared. But it looks like if it does that, the effects in central North Carolina will be minimal. But I'll still put some showers in our forecast next Thursday and Friday. We'll just have to, as I put in, I tweeted it, got to hurry up and wait and see. Hurry up just to wait. And so it's going to be a long time waiting because the storm is not going to affect our Labor Day weekend forecast. But boy, Florida on Monday, Tuesday, and even into Wednesday, you can see the official track right here is kind of a conglomeration of all those other lines that are coming through for Hurricane Dorian. All right, so that's your 11 o'clock update. We'll have another track update at 5 o'clock today. Wes will have that on air, and then he'll get that online for you as soon as he can, and we'll keep you posted. But once again, no major changes this update, really. It's more of the same, and so we're just going to wait and wait and wait and wait. Have yourself a great Friday, everybody.